did you hear about that?
We're live.
What's up, everybody?
So this is breaking news. I don't know how much everybody knows about this, but apparently there's a whistleblower now. There's a video circulating. There's a whistleblower.
Well, let's call it a whistleblower.
Who is saying
this
that
is a good deed.
Who is saying that there are 90,000 people infected.
90,000 people. That grew really fast in the last 2 days.
90,000 people infected. And she's saying that if you put them in a room, one person will infect 14 people.
Not 3.
They're saying that they're reporting now 2 to 3 people.
See how it's multiplying so fast? Oh, I'm kind of getting nervous about this. Like, this is getting
90,000 people. And I said that I thought that the numbers were worse than what they were saying. They reported, I think, up to 3,000 infected, but now we're hearing a whistleblower saying that 90,000 people are infected. 90,000 people.
90,000 that we know of. So that's being calculated over where? In China, right? So is that a total? Like, because there has now been, it's now showed up in the States, it showed up in Canada and all elsewhere. So, like, are they calculating 90,000 from China? And if so, then if someone came from China to here, it wasn't 3 people, it was actually 14 people. So 14 people go sees one person, that's 14 other people. So that's how it's going to wrap. It's multiplying like that. So should we all be going to get masks and eye goggles, like swimming goggles and gloves?
The whistleblower was asking for donations of goggles and masks.
Oh my God. Donations. Like, you mean they ran out?
This is, buddy, this is worse than any horror movie, any outbreak movie that we've ever seen. This is
real life.
This is a real life outbreak. This is a real life outbreak that's happening, and people want to laugh about it and not think that this is serious. But this whistleblower looks very panicky when you see this video. Have you seen the video?
I didn't see the latest one, no, because you're saying this is breaking news. I just got home from
work.
This
video is circulating. Sorry. This video is circulating. I got it sent by one of our members. Sent me this video, and I was just like shocked when I saw it. I don't know if you guys have seen this video that's circulating. Where did I get it sent? I got it sent on YouTube. Pete Ferraro sent it.
Who is it that's guessing tens of millions of people will die?
This is a sad day. Very sad day.
We're not prepared for that. And the borders are still open. So, I mean, you can't contain it now. Obviously, there's going to be no more, but it's already here. So, do we have like a remedy for it? Is there a cure for it? Like, what's happening?
Well, obviously, there's not a cure. If there was a cure, then there wouldn't be this outbreak, right?
Well, true, but I mean, maybe they can't get to them on time. Maybe, well, if you have to look at it, maybe look at it in a more of a conspiracy thing, like in Singapore or in China, like in the really, really tall buildings, like the 100-story buildings.
I'm trying to find the video myself, guys. People are asking for the link to the video. I'm trying to find the video. It was sent to me by a member. I'm just trying to figure out where it was sent. Sorry.
Like, this is really freaked out. Like, this is scary stuff, man. Like, it's at
90,000 people infected. Like, whoa. That is a big number.
Like 90,000. What was it 2 days ago? 100?
Well, I don't think they were giving us the real numbers.
Or 4,000. I heard 4,000.
This is a whistleblower. Remember,
we knew it wasn't the right number. I think you went live with this the other day, and we knew it wasn't the right number because they don't know. Like, they just got bombarded. Like, you see how they're building stuff? I don't know if that's like
here it is.
But were they digging graves? Or
here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. It's on the New York Post.
The New York Post.
NewYorkPost.com. Coronavirus whistleblower nurse says China has 90,000 sick. It's being interpreted. Who is watching? Who is? I'm going to try to read this. Dear everyone who is watching this video all over the world, all of the world. My name is Wuhan nurse. Now I'm in the area where the coronavirus is started. I am here to tell the truth. Yo, this is just like shocking. Like this is like some. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Okay,
What is this video?
This is what I'm saying. So like, there was a reported case in Toronto, right? So wouldn't you think that? Why isn't there any reported cases in Vancouver? This is what I'm like curious about. Is
maybe people have it and they don't even know.
Okay, so why I've seen people walk around like, you know, little Chinese ladies walking around with the masks on for like the last couple months.
Okay, let me read the rest of what she says here, because this is just eerie. Listen to this. I'm here to tell the truth. At the moment, Hubei province included Wuhan area, even China. 90,000 people have been infected by coronavirus so far. I'm talking to, who am I talking to? They're asking. Who's on the phone right now?
Who's on the phone? Like me and you? Who's on the phone?
Yeah, they want to know who you are.
Just answer them. That's kind of weird. I'm just talking. Richard's boy. That's just his buddy.
It's my right hand, man.
That's pretty crazy.
We got guys all around all the time. But yeah, we got members always around all the time. But yeah, they want to know who's the sidekick. Who is the sidekick with?
Well, I'm not trying to make everybody panic. Like, don't panic. But like realistically, you think about it. I mean, from 4,000, maybe not even the right number they're giving us, up to now reported 90,000. So now it's hit Toronto. It hit the States. It hit all everywhere. Like in France, it's probably multiplying, and you don't even really realize it, because I think you were saying earlier that you don't see symptoms for like 5 to 10 days. So like that's going to be huge. So is it like, are we supposed to be? We're not prepared for this. So are we to go out and go get our masks and our swimming goggles and our rubber gloves? Because we all have to still go to work. In my industry, I meet people all the time. I'm in Vancouver, downtown, right? So it's kind of making me nervous, because most of the population here, you know, ride back from, you know, fly to China to here, right? So I'm just curious, like should we be concerned over here in Canada? Like,
yeah. Yes.
Like really concerned? Like, do you think it's going to be that? Like, do we not have a cure? Is there no remedy for this?
If there's 90,000 people in Wuhan that have this, that have been infected so far, and in China, then what's the chances that there's at least a few thousand that have flown back to North America?
Well, that's without question. That's for sure it's happened. I mean, if there's a reported case already, then if they're not feeling well and they didn't realize what it was, they were around people, even if they went into the emergency, the emergency is always full. So there's 14 people. So one person goes home or goes to their friend's place or goes out to the bar, there's another 14 people, and all those people, 14, it multiplies really fast.
Okay, let me see what the rest of the thing she says here.
So are we supposed to go to the mountains?
Hold on. How much do you know about the coronavirus? She asks. If a person who is infected with coronavirus, if you can't isolate someone who is infected with the virus, if you can't make the right treatment to them, at least 14 people will be infected by that virus at once. Whoa, That is shocking.
Okay, sorry, repeat that.
At least 14 people will be infected by that virus at once. So the virus has the ability to infect 14 people if that person is not in isolation. So if that person is in a
14. If you don't know you have it and the symptoms don't show up for 5 to 10 days, and you just for some reason walked by somebody or was driving by somebody or anything along those lines, walked in a mall, at work, your sports, the gym, you know what I mean? Like it multiplies so fast. So why isn't there any reported cases in Vancouver?
Well, maybe people don't know because it just looks like a cold. And then people are getting pneumonia and they're getting, it's the same symptoms of a fever. So it's just like another common cold, but they don't have a cure for it.
Well, there's no cure for the common cold anyways. So
well, I mean, they have basic remedies that you can take that make you better. Back in the day,
okay, so when I get if I really don't get sick, maybe once every 10 years I catch a cold or something like that. But if people are walking around with space hazmat suits taking care of these people, and then the rest of the population has run out of masks, it's not the common cold. They're trying to compare it to what they were saying is SARS or the bird flu, but it's worse. Because in the SARS case, there was 800 reported that passed away. Now, what are we at with the actual 90,000 infected? But how many people have passed away from it already? And is it?
Well, I don't think we're going to get the real numbers because we
didn't close the borders down for the SARS virus.
This whistleblower is saying that 90,000 people have been infected, whereas the real other news, not real, but all the other media has been saying numbers between 3,000 and 4,000. So if her number is correct, then they're under promoting what the real numbers are, right? So let's continue to listen to what she says here. That means 14 people who already infected times 14 people sooner or later. Whoa. 14 times 14 is what? Quick math.
196. I think. Yeah.
Now we are having the Chinese New Year, she says.
Yeah, right at New Year's, right when the deal was going through with the States.
She's like every Chinese wants to go back home. We want to have some time with family.
So they're expecting
we want to have some listen here. We want to have some dinner together. Let's just finish what she says here.
All right.
However, we are in a special situation right now. I like to say that everyone who is currently watching this video should not go outside. Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Don't party. Do not eat out. Once a year, we celebrate Chinese New Year. If you are safe now, you will be able to meet again your family healthy next year. Let's talk about the current medical situation in Hubei, including Wuhan. This is on New York Post, guys. At the present, all medical systems in Hubei we don't care what the government says. Whoa.
Well, we don't believe our government.
I will tell you through social media, everyone please donate masks, glasses, and clothes to Wuhan. Wow. Clothes. Please help us. Please donate disposable goggles, disposable masks, and disposable clothing. Wow. That is just eerie. That is just eerie, man. So I don't know if it's true. That's just the weirdest video I've ever seen. It was sent to me by Pete Ferraro. Pete, thank you for sending me this video. But I was predicting, I'm on the phone with my boy Jared, and I was predicting that it was worse than what they were saying it was. But I had no idea that the numbers were 90,000 infected. That seems like a big problem. Like as early as today, people were saying to me, oh, this is not a big deal. She's pretty much saying to the whole world, don't go outside.
Are you sure she's saying it to the whole world?
Well, she's definitely saying it to the people I think, in that region.
Well, that's for sure. But, okay, so is that the 90,000 that's quarantined? Or, like, the little block that's quarantined? Or, like maybe a little bit more, let's talk about this. Let's be a little bit more specific. So she's saying 90,000 infected, but who is she talking to? Is she talking to the world, or is she talking to China saying, like, help us? You know what I mean? Because we all know everything comes from China. So they have all this stuff. So what? I don't understand. Why can't they just provide it? Because they make all of this stuff.
I'm on BBC News, and it says on BBC News that 106 people have died from the new coronavirus, and the cases of newly infected have almost doubled. The number of total confirmed cases in China rose to 4,515 as of the 27th, which is today, up from 2,835 a day earlier. The number might grow to 90,000 that they're going to report. They might just be reporting it slowly to not scare people, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that number just keeps growing by thousands daily.
Well, if it went from 4,000 to 90,000, how long is it going to take till it gets to 10 million? Think about it. Like overnight, 2 days?
The coronavirus causes severe acute respiratory infection, and there is no specific cure or vaccine.
No cure, no vaccine.
Most of the deaths have been elderly people or those with pre-existing respiratory problems.
Wow, everybody should stop smoking. Wow. So
I love it. I love it when people don't want to take this serious, and meanwhile people are dying. And then people are calling me a fearmonger because I'm trying to educate and bring people news. Now, whether somebody is telling the truth or not remains to be seen. But what if they are telling the truth? Don't you think we should at least be aware of what's going on so we can take precautions for ourselves?
Like be prepared? Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea. So I'm going to go get my stuff, but it's going to be like, you remember seeing one person walk down the street wearing a mask and you're like, why are they wearing a mask? You know what I mean? And this was months ago I was seeing this. And you're saying the outbreak started in October. So, I mean, no reported big things out here. So that's why I don't want to get nervous over this either. I just want to make sure that I'm safe because I deal with a lot of Chinese people. And a lot of them end up going back to their house, to China, and then come back here. So, like, they got 2 homes, 3 homes, right? So, and it is what it is, but, like, we got to be a little cautious, don't you think? I mean...
Well, yeah, I think you got to, I think at the least we have to talk about it and be aware of what could be the realities of life moving forward.
If you want to, be like, not worried about it, then don't be worried about it. Then just leave it at that. But if you're gonna, who said that you're a fear monger? Well, we're not trying to install fear. I'm worried because this is just breaking news now that there's 90,000 infected from 4,000 2 days ago. So, shouldn't this be a concern? Or this could be just a hoax, a complete conspiracy, because of what happened with the deals, the trade deals from U.S. to China. Don't you think it's all kind of all at the same time? Everything's happening at the same time, and this impeachment and all the, all of this stuff.
It's like capitulation. It's capitulation.
Wasn't there a biochemical plant around there? Isn't there a biochemical plant around Wuhan? Isn't there something like that? I heard something like that.
Yeah, there is.
So what I was asking is, all the people in China, all the people that are living up on the 100th floor, the 50th, 100th floor, are they safer than the people on the ground? And if that's the case, is this a wipeout? Do you know what I mean? Let's think about those things for a second. So
population, you're talking about population control.
I personally think that we should be concerned.
Population
now that
control.
It showed up in Toronto and it hasn't been reported in Vancouver. Don't you find that a little suspicious? I don't know, but I think that's a little suspicious. And we're not closing any borders for it, but then there's another Wuhan's in quarantine, shut down. The whole place is shut down. No one can leave. So it's kind of I don't know, I'm a little disturbed by this, because I don't know which way to go. It's kind of breaking news. Should I be going to buy a mask? Should I be a little,
it says here,
cautious?
It says
with
here,
touching handles.
It says
should I
here,
walk around with Purell, because what I heard is we need goggles. So that tells me that it can be infected through your eyes. So even if you're keeping your hands clean, it still gets in your eyes. So what's the remedy? What is the? What is it? And if there's no known cure, then what happens with what happens if just by some chance you do come across it? What is your plan? You're gonna go home and or go back to your girlfriend? Do dogs catch it? I don't know. You got to think about all of this stuff, right? All the food that you're going to be eating, all the takeout food, all the servers, all the cooks, the people touching your food, scanning your food in the supermarket, all of it, right? You're pumping gas. Is it around the gas meter? Everywhere. You got to think about all of this. So I don't know. I'm just trying not to get too flared up over it. But yeah, this is a little concerning, I think. Disturbing. 90,000 people, that's a little high. When's the last time that's happened?
Well, I was saying, when's the last time we've ever seen 60 million people in lockdown in our lives? I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's a big chunk of the world on lockdown because we if that is on lockdown over there in China, in lockdown, and a lot of China lives in Canada and they're moving back and forth, how about our containers? Am I going to be able to go down to the beach with all these shipping containers from China? How do you know it's not even in there?
They're saying China's National Health Commission has said the Wuhan coronavirus can be transmitted through contact as well as droplets. What do they mean by droplets?
I'm not sure.
Droplets.
Who's live with us? Who's watching?
There's 49 people here with us right now.
So what are droplets? We got 49 people. Can look that up real quick.
Guys, what do they mean by droplets? So they're not saying that it can be transmitted through the air, which I don't believe that. Like
airborne? No, I guess not, right? I mean,
droplets?
Actually, I don't know.
And through contact.
I have no idea.
So what, like touching someone's hand, shaking their hand?
How about someone sneezing or I don't know. Why do they have to cover your eye? Why do you have to cover your eyes? On
Monday, the NHC said the major transmission mode of the Wuhan coronavirus is through close range droplet transmission. What the hell is that? Droplet transmission is when a virus is passed on due to an infected person sneezing or coughing, and another comes into contact with those infected particles. Oh.
Right. So yeah, it's the things that you can't see. You're when you talk, you're spitting,
sneezing and coughing.
No one else sees it, but you're spitting.
Oh.
So anything that you release out of your mouth,
Jesus.
like if you're talking, see, that's what I mean. That's the concern is we know people travel, right? It doesn't even have to be Asian people. It could be white people. It could be dark people. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? So, like, you're not concerned about, like, just staying away from certain people. It's like all people.
You can't even go on a plane because there could be somebody that has it on a plane. They could cough or sneeze and you could get sick. 14 people. One person could cough or sneeze on a plane and 14 people get sick. That's how deadly this thing is.
So curious on why. Like, I know your eyes are a way to get in your system, but if it's that bad, they're asking for donating goggles. I mean, I don't know. Like, how many people know about the SARS virus? That happened years ago. Like, we all forget about these things because it was contained and only 800 died. But how many were infected? I don't even remember. So see what I mean? So I mean, am I getting all worried over something that's just a like a temporary thing? And unfortunately, a lot of people are sick from it. But eventually we'll be able to find a cure for it. I don't know, because like this is kind of concerning. That's all. Just kind of concerning.
Yeah.
Like, I went to the store today. You know what I mean? And it's not snow. There's no snow out here. It's like still like it's not cold, but it's raining and people get sick and they cough and they runny nose and touching product that maybe you decide you don't want it and you put it back. I mean, is it like that? You know what I mean? So you got to walk around with hand sanitizer all day, which we know is not good for you. So and you're just kind of poisoning yourself for no reason. Or is there a reason to do it? You know what I mean? Like rubber gloves, masks, and hey, why don't we all go in and buy some of the mask stocks?
Yeah, I mean, I've created a term coronavirus stocks because, like, literally stocks that are looking for the cure have been shooting. Anybody who can say they're looking for the cure of coronavirus in a press release right now will shoot.
Wow, imagine if they used Rich TV Live for that.
Hey, man, they can use Rich TV Live for whatever they want, man. Let's go.
Anybody on here have the cure? Anybody know? I heard said something about silver, like, I don't know. It was like almost the same thing, but missing one particle. One, like, part of
Richie Rich thinks, LOL, people losing their minds over a bad cold. I can't wait for the memes next week when it's over. This guy thinks.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
This guy thinks it's going to be over. They just quarantined 60 million people and they shut down schools in Hong Kong till February 17th. So,
yeah, it's not. It's a big deal. I mean,
it's not over. It's not going to be over next week, guys. I got news for you.
Even if it is all taken care of in a week, which I hope it is, how many things do you think that's going to affect around the world? 60 million.
Wow, look at this. Game walkthrough says that's old news. This came out like 4 days ago. Like I said, there is at least 1 million infected, 50,000 dead is what Game walkthrough saying.
Where did you hear that?
No, that's his belief.
Oh, okay, that's his belief. Wait, what? No, I don't understand that. So that's scaring people. That's just like he's just saying like this could potentially be.
Nobody really knows. Like, we're not there. Like, it's the other side of the world, right?
Right, but you have to understand that there's people that speak English that live in Canada that have family here, right? And they're saying that just let us go home. We want to see our family. What is that about? You can't deny that. There's people over there.
Wait, because they're in quarantine. They're in quarantine. They're not allowed to leave, bro.
And their cell phones and all of
They're going to all be stuck there, and until this thing gets resolved. They can't let them out to infect the rest of the world.
Of course not. But if it grew so fast there, and it's already reported in the States, and it's already reported in Canada, and they're multiplying by 14 people at a time. I'm just saying that could grow really, really fast, man.
They're saying that all ages are at risk. The NHC, National Health Commission in China, said that people of all ages are susceptible, including children and infants, and adds that elderly patients and people with underlying conditions have more severe symptoms after infection. So elderly people, clearly because they have a weaker immune system, are more susceptible. You would assume that smaller, younger babies would also be susceptible because they're weaker, they're smaller. So this is a very serious issue. I think it's something we should at least talk about. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. Some think this is just a hoax. Some think it's very serious. Some think it's man-made. Some think it's a terrorist attack. Some think it's chemical warfare. What do you think it is?
That all of them sound reasonable. Chemical warfare. I mean, I don't know. I mean, who's hitting who? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to take out your own people, or who else is doing this, right? But I just find it a little convenient that the war in Iraq, now Iran, and bombing the States, and then vice versa, and now this outbreak, and then just like one thing after another, and it just hit 2020. And I remember reading a few things from a really, really old book that spoke about all these things. So this is kind of concerning, I'm almost in disbelief still, because it's not right at my front door. But then again, it might be, because we don't know yet, right? So it's a lot of speculation, but these are being reported. These facts are being reported in by people that, do they have, like, who are they? You know what I mean? Like, anybody can say anything. This could be a huge scare. This could be just a big misunderstanding for all of us. You know what I mean? Like, this could be just turning all the markets around. We have no idea how deep it goes with conspiracy, right? Or it could just, be what it is. A virus that's actually.
So look at this.
Out.
Look at this. This is just. Hear me out. This is being reported. Wait. I got some breaking news. Relax. I got some breaking news here. Coronavirus origin traced to animal market in Wuhan. Tests have confirmed that this outbreak came from this. Experts have confirmed that the deadly coronavirus outbreak began at a wholesale animal market in the central Chinese city of Wuhan, a report said. Scientists with the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention said tests show the pneumonia-like virus initially jumped from animals to humans at the Huanan Seafood Wholesales Market. That's where it started.
60 million people are locked down because of a market.
Yeah. The now shuttered market, which sold live animals, including wolf pups, foxes, rats, and peacocks, had previously been reported as the epicenter of the virus. 31 of the 33 positive samples were collected from the western zone of the market, where booths of wildlife trading concentrated. The CDC said, according to the news outlet, the results suggest that the novel coronavirus outbreak is highly relevant to the trading of wild animals. The virus has killed 80 people so far and infected more than 2,700. That was what they were reporting this morning. So news just keeps coming in. So, like, they know where it started. They know where it came from. It came from this unorthodox food market that was selling all kinds of weird foods, including foxes, wolf pups, rats, and peacocks. It's just like, it feels like it's like a horror movie.
Yeah, but isn't that like their normal food they eat all the time?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Something new that just came onto their plate. You know what I mean? They've been eating this for a while. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I don't know. I really don't know. What does everybody else think? Do they believe that? Do they believe that 60 million people are on lockdown because of some bad food? And then it's being spread through, from droplets that we know now are just people sneezing and coughing, and it's just a cold, and everybody's just going to have pneumonia, and the weak are going to have a harder time trying to fight this. Like, do you call a virus, pneumonia?
This is reported. This is reported on the NewYorkPost.com.
Okay, so it's just.
But it's not being reported on CNN. It's not being reported on BBC News. So I'm just trying to understand why it's being reported on one outlet. I don't is the New York Post not a reliable?
Why isn't this on any social media platform or like a YouTube or why didn't she come right out and do a live feed on Facebook or something? Are they not allowed to have any of that over there? Why didn't it come out like that? Why did it come out through the New York Post? What I mean? Normally we talk
these news outlets are all fighting for the biggest stories, right? That's what it comes down to.
True, but you and I are talking, right? And
check this out. The CDC, check this out. Hold on. The CDC monitoring 110 possible coronavirus cases in 26 states in America alone. More than 100 people across 26 states are being monitored for possible cases of the new coronavirus, health officials said on Monday. Check that out. 110 people being tested for coronavirus in America now, in 26 states. That's half of the states in America.
Yeah, but hold on. Okay, so that's spread out a little bit more. So that could be worse, or it might not be as bad. So 14 to 1, you're saying, right?
Well, the number just doubled. The number just doubled. It was 63 yesterday. Now it's 110 over 4 days, up from 63 previously reported to be under surveillance. So the number just keeps growing.
But see, that's what I mean, Rich. So it's so then you're in a mall, you touch a mall door, stall, you're at work, you're at the gym, you're in the supermarket, you're at a gas station. You know what I mean? You're going into the nicest building and you hit that elevator button. Like that, right? So you got 100 people already, and then they can infect up to 14 people. So that's right away, that's 1,400 people in one day. So if it went from 2,000 and something, I don't even know the number you told me, 2,000 people plus, and then reported this other person saying 90,000, how fast did that grow? And it doesn't matter if these things were reported 4 days ago or not. It's good to know the updated what's happening, but we haven't heard that there's a cure for it. I don't know. What I'm hearing is we should be a little bit concerned about it. So I know what I'm going to do. I have to. I have no choice, right? I don't want to get any of this shit. Sorry.
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't think anybody wants to get sick.
Kind of scary. Yeah, but a lot of people are quarantined themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Is a lot of people don't actually go out. A lot of people stay home, work from home. You know what I mean? It's less probable of them getting it versus people out in the field, people that are, talking to people that are around people consistently and different people every day. That's my concern because, what's happening in Toronto? Have we heard anything about Toronto? Because it showed up in Toronto. We don't have any reports from our government, our news.
Floor is saying, I've quarantined myself. I think a lot of people will. I think a lot of people will probably just, try to stay home. Try to stay home and try to stay away from public places until this dies down.
Yeah, but okay. So for instance, let's just say how that is not going to work. So you're staying home, you and whoever else is staying home, and the person that just, you can only be alone for so long before you go stir crazy. So then you forget about it because nothing's happened. Or you invite a friend over, or you go out, you have a friend come over. Well, that friend has been out. That friend works, does whatever he does or she does, and then comes and hangs out with you. So no matter what, how quarantined you are, unless you're going to be by yourself, segregated, quarantine like that, it's not even going to help. So don't hide in your house because of it, even though she said don't go outside. But go to the store and buy some swimming goggles, buy some masks, walk around with some gloves, and maybe people will catch on. Maybe people will start to realize that this is no joke until it's actually figured out that we have a cure for it, right? I'm just saying, like, I'm going to look really weird, so I'm going to try and find the cool colors to wear. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think I have to. I have no choice. I have no choice. A lot of other people do. I don't have a choice. I deal with Chinese all the time, every day. So, and these are people that are flying back and forth. So who knows, right? So that's why I'm kind of curious on why we haven't reported anything in Canada yet, because I know a few guys that are over there teaching, and they come back. You know what I mean? Back and forth. So they eat their food. They have to. It's the only food over there, right? So that's what I mean. Like, how isn't it gone from 2,000 to 90,000, and there's no reports here? It's kind of scary, right? I mean, to think that they might be hiding something from us. You know, and I'm not prepared to go drive by no hospital to see if there's a lineup outside. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk myself doing that. Like, that's just suicide in a sense. So, I don't know, Rich. This is kind of a pretty crazy topic.
Well, I think it's a very scary situation, and I really hope everything is going to be okay. I mean, a lot of people are arguing, and some people think it's fake, and some people think it's real, and everybody has their own opinion clearly about it. But I think right now we need to really just kind of be aware and just look at the news and just try to figure out and get to the bottom of everything. Like, I just want to have a professional environment where we can talk about trending topics and have a place where people can give their opinion.
Well, this is
a, you know, if this is something that's going to blow over, then that's great. You know, that's what we want. Yeah. We don't want 90,000 people to be sick and thousands of people to be dying, right? So we don't want to be worried about leaving our homes and have to, you know, put masks on our faces and be worried every time we leave our homes that could be the last time. I mean, this is not the way we should be living our lives, right? That's not the world that I think we've imagined for ourselves and for our children, right?
So they're building all kinds, and they're building it fast. But like, stuff that they're wearing looks like it's in the movies, man. Like, it's like, this is like movie stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, to the point where it's actually desensitized us. We've watched this so many times on so many big hit movies where we're like, yeah, that was a good movie. Imagine if that ever happened. Well, you might not be living over there. You might not be experiencing it, but it's actually happening. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is concerning.
Well, I mean, regardless of what anybody says, the death toll just keeps rising, right? We're up to 106 dead now. And they are reporting that there are 4,500 sick. And that number
it's 2,700 people have.
And that number just keeps getting higher. And then today we see a video with, you know, surfacing. Yesterday came out a video talking about how there's 90,000 infected. So if there is 90,000 infected, how many are actually dead? If they're reporting that 100 have died out of 4,500, then that means if 90,000 are actually infected, which is 20 times more than what they're reporting, then does that mean there's 20 times more dead? So does that mean there's actually 2,000 people dead instead of 100? Like, these are things that my brain is like thinking about. Like, you know, 2 and 2 equals 4. If there's 90,000 sick instead of 4,500, and there's, you know, and they're saying there's 106 dead, does that mean there's 2,000 dead and 90,000 sick? Like, this lady is saying there's 90,000 that are sick.
You just can't throw out numbers like that, right?
No, I know. I'm just trying to say, I'm just wondering, you know, like, she's asking for masks, she's asking for goggles, she's asking for donations, she's asking for people to please help her. She doesn't sound like somebody. She's saying, don't leave your home, don't go and party, don't celebrate.
To this extent, though, it is real. To this extent, it is real because they've actually locked down 60 million people. So,
well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's real. They wouldn't be locking down 60 million people if it was just like everyone's saying, oh, it's just a common cold. By next week, they're gonna this will blow over next week.
Well, if it blows over next week, and I'm praying it does, and we're just, kind of being a little over the top with what we're talking about. But I mean, at the same time, if we're not, I mean, this is what I was talking about, desensitized. Everybody's desensitized because they've seen this so many times in a movie. They don't take it like for really what it is. There are actually 60 million people that can't go anywhere. This is legit, right? So when you watch a movie and you look at it and you the movie's over and you go home or you eat your popcorn, whatever, you don't think about it because you just watch the movie. But this is real life now. This is actually happening. So, this is always a superhero in the movie, though, right? Someone always comes up with a cure, you know what I mean? But we don't have any of that yet. So this is real life shit. So very concerning. Worst virus in 100 years. Okay, so reported worst virus in 100 years since what the Ebola virus? Like you know what I mean? Like how many?
Okay, I'm gonna get you guys. They're all asking me for the link to the video. I'll get you guys the link. Don't worry. I'll get it to you right now. And when I watch it, it's very eerie. It's very eerie. But I mean, she could have made that from anywhere.
Frank saying an American scientist said that this is the worst virus in 100 years. Where'd you hear that? Frank, I didn't get your last name. But anyways, like for that matter, like the Spanish flu, really? Okay, I'm kind of oblivious to a lot of these things. My apologies. But all I know is this has come to my attention and I'm a little concerned over it. And I think that everybody should be equally concerned. I mean, this might be...
So now every time somebody gets sick,
the movies, man.
every time someone gets sick, people are just going to like assume that they could have this virus, So right. This is going to like just inundate the hospitals. I sent you guys
hospitals, but
I sent you guys the link of the video. Please look at the video and tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a real video? This is a video that was posted on NewYorkPost.com.
So we've found a vaccine will be made within 2 weeks. I heard Sheldon Snow vaccine. How do you know this? Have you heard this anywhere? Can you give us somewhere where you heard it? But I want to believe that. I do want to believe it. Like like the SARS, that was pretty bad, and they came up with something pretty quick, right? But they're saying this is a little bit worse. So, and how much can we actually believe? Like, if we're not being told anything here, by our hospitals, by our government, then how legit is this really, right?
Colin is saying population control by the Chinese government. So
that's a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy theory that that could be presented. Like that's what I was saying about all the rich and the elites living at the top 100th floor, where this virus might not reach 100 feet in the air, and it's just going to wipe out everybody on the bottom end, right? And we all know it's pretty populated over there, so don't want to think like that. But yes, people in this world do nasty, bad things. And yes, that could be a possibility.
Look at this. This is something that is crazy. So there's a report saying that half of Wuhan's population fled town before the lockdown, raising risk of spread. So that's like 5 million people.
5 million people. Sheldon Snow, Canadian companies working on anti as we speak. Do you know of any of the companies? Can you give us a little info if you have any?
Yeah, I know a bunch.
You do, Rich? Sorry,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I've been talking about them every day and giving guys picks and.
Okay, just using the community here, man.
Nearly half of the population of the Chinese city at the heart of the coronavirus outbreak left town before it was put on lockdown, officials have revealed. Wuhan's mayor Zhu Zianwang said on Sunday that some 5 million people left the city during the Lunar New Year travel rush, raising new fears of a global pandemic. 5 million people left. Half of the city, bro.
That is
half of the city.
Then that kind of shows me in a sense because I'm telling you, man.
Why would half of the entire city leave? Like that's disturbing in itself. How does half of a city leave? Unless they know there's an outbreak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, so
why would half your city leave unless they know, okay, you know what? They're shutting down. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Okay, so wouldn't you though?
Well, yeah. Hell yeah.
90,000 that fast. Wouldn't you say I'm out of here?
Yes.
Like I'm out of the city. I'm in the city, right? I'm in the city. I'm near Richmond. I'm downtown in the city. So, you know.
Oh wow.
Like,
hear me out.
You're
so
safe.
the Exodus.
On a farm all the way out in the middle of nowhere. Then yeah, chances are you might be okay.
Hear me out. The exodus from the city of 11 million took place during the 24 days between December 30th, when the first reports of infection emerged, and Thursday, when the city was effectively quarantined. So everybody just bounced, bro. The travelers took off to Hong Kong, Thailand, Singapore, and Japan, as well as other parts of China, the South China Morning Post reported.
Right, and that's why we got reports of all those places. Now it's there. So
17. Hear me out. 17 cities in China, encompassing more than 50 million people, have now been locked down. 17 cities, as the virus has continued to spread. They've locked down 17 cities. "17 cities. That's big. Encompassing 50 million people have now been locked down as the virus has continued to spread.
Yeah, like definitely. Now everyone will be in fear of this. I mean, a little bit. I mean, we all know that flu season. Like my buddy in Etobicoke. I mean, he's like Facebooked or something. Oh, I'm sick as a dog. Well, right away I'm thinking, wow, I'm sick as a dog. But normally we always, get colds in the wintertime in Canada. You know what I mean? It's cold out. You get colds, right?
Yo, but this is some crazy stuff.
Find the difference?
Look at anger mounted on social media over officials' response, with some accusing the government of withholding information in the early days of the outbreak. Zhu admitted on state TV on Monday that the city's handling of the crisis was not good enough and offered to resign. But he also said his hands had been tied by rules requiring Beijing's approval before releasing sensitive information about infectious diseases. Oh man.
Is this right around the time where they did, like, when Trump kind of went, like, pulled out, he just pulled a heavy on them and said, we're not trading like this anymore? Like, we're not trading like this anymore. Like, he's saying, well, the States is getting ripped off left, right, and center from all these countries and stuff like that. And it just so happens to be that this happened all at the same time. Like, you want to talk about a conspiracy? Like, let's go really.
Look at this. Now they're blaming this on the outbreak is highly relevant to the trading of wild animals. Chinese authorities temporarily. Why temporarily? Why not forever? Like, barred the trading of wild animals on Sunday.
Food shortage? I don't know over there. I'm not sure.
What is with the bartering of wild animals over there, man? On Monday, Mongolia closed its border with China, and Malaysia announced it would bar entry to visitors from Hubei province of which Wuhan is the largest city. President Trump also offered U.S. help to control the growing crisis. We are in a very close communication with China concerning the virus. Very few cases reported in USA, but strongly on watch. We have offered China and President Xi any help that is necessary. Trump tweeted, "Our experts are extraordinary."
Okay, but already though, we've already heard 100 cases in the States, or how many different places? 100 cases, right? We were just talking about that a few minutes ago. So, like, 14 people for every person. That's what you were saying. So that's what's being reported. So that's a lot of people at one person that's sick, that sits in a hospital emergency room and infects everybody. And then, those people go home. They get called in and then they leave. And normally when you go sit in a hospital room, like it has its own, the whole look on it. Oh, I got to go sit in the hospital. I'm probably going to get sick. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm just saying. Like, very concerning. Very, very concerning, Rich. I'm concerned with this. And the fact that I haven't heard anything over here on the West Coast.
Well, because, you see the attitude. Like, are you watching the group chat? Like, people don't take it serious.
Well, because we've all been so
everybody's
desensitized.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody's desensitized. Everybody thinks this is a joke. Everybody thinks it's a conspiracy. Everybody's like, oh, it's just a common cold. But what if it's not, right? Like, don't we want to know first? Don't we want to be prepared just in case?
Don't we want to know if it is population control by the government? Don't we want to, like, kind of figure that, wherever a place grows too many people, that's what's going to happen, because that's what happens,
Well, it is the number one place in the world as far as population, and clearly there's an issue. So, you got the number one place in the world with population.
60 million people on lockdown.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to their population of 1.4 billion.
60 million people is a lot of people, bro.
I know, but it's nothing compared to their population when you consider they have a population of 1.4 billion. It's not even like one. It's not even what 10%. 10% would be 140 million. So it's less than 5% of their population.
That's more than Canada.
I know, but it's still less. Canada. It's still less than 5.
Canada on.
Still less.
Putting Canada on hold. No one can leave Canada.
It's still less than 5% of their population, though. Right?
So then, population control. I don't know. Is 5% enough to fix it? You know what I mean? Are they running out of food? What's going on? Like, why are they eating these animals the way they are? Like, why are they trading animals, live animals? I don't know. I mean, they eat different.
Look, Mike is saying get a gas mask or respiratory immediately before they get sold out. Amazon has them for pretty cheap, as it is close to military grade as you can get. Breaking news, Rich, says Pete Ferraro. So what's the breaking news, Pete? Tell me. If there's any breaking news, you got to let me know, man. What is it? What is it? Pete Ferraro says 4,500. 4,515 confirmed cases of the virus. State media is reporting that 976, or just over 20% of cases, are patients in critical condition. Yeah, so there's obviously this is spreading fast, and we've just seen a video earlier in the show where somebody has done a video. It's gone out to the New York Post. Was it a hoax? We don't know. She is saying that 90,000 people are infected. Do you guys think 90,000 people are infected? Please let me know where you're watching all over the world. I am in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We are very concerned about it here. Let me know where you are in the world and if you are concerned about it there. And let me know if you are doing anything. Are you going to get masks? Are you going to get goggles? Are you going to get one of these space suits?
Infinite possibilities. The name in itself. Are you gonna go get a mask? Are you concerned, man? Because I don't know. You seem like you're kind of, not too concerned about this.
No, Infinite Possibilities thinks it's a hoax. He thinks it's all fake.
And very well, because there's been a lot of hoaxes. And
I mean, he might be right. Nobody, I'm not there. Nobody knows the truth. I'm not there, right? I'm just trying to report what I'm seeing in the media, which may or may not be true. I'm just trying to report what I'm hearing, and I'm hearing lots of different reports, but I'm just saying New York Post has a lady talking about 90,000 people infected. The number keeps going up every day.
Pete
right?
Ferrero, you're in Michigan, so like any cases over there, anything heard, like any of the local news, anything? Like we got local news stations, right? So I just want to know. I just want to know, man. Why would China build 2 hospitals? You're right. Why would they? But is it like a coincidence that they're building something? Like, are they building it for actually the patients? Like, who knows, right? They always build a lot of stuff, and they build it fast. That's just their style. So who knows, right? I mean, you're right. Infinite possibilities. It could be a hoax. But don't we want to be sure? Like, don't you want to be sure, bro?
He's convinced that it has nothing to do with it. So check this out.
All right, cool.
So check this out. So I have another article. So there's all kinds of stuff flowing around. So this is the new story. Online claims that Chinese scientists stole coronavirus from a Winnipeg lab have no factual basis. So this is a story that some people are saying that this actually started in a Winnipeg lab, but they're saying that it's not true. Maybe it is true. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, for all you know, the good old Canadians came up with the virus. And they sent it across to do what? I don't know. Make some room? I have no idea, man.
It's crazy, man. I mean, there's so much rumors flying around. There's so much stuff flying around. Nobody really knows what the truth is, right? We're not even there. I'm trying to watch BBC News to get up-to-date statistics. They're keeping like up-to-date pretty much minute by minute, hour by hour on like the death toll, all the different countries. So it's pretty crazy situation. Pretty crazy situation.
I am going to IG my friend that's in London, England. I'm going to ask.
Brent says depopulation is what's going on.
Okay, it makes sense though, but I mean, that's like murder of like a very high magnitude. Like, really?
Rich, check this link out.
Scary. Anybody else?
Roneray 24 says it's about to get bad. Don't play with this. Yeah, I don't want to play with this. I do not want to play with this.
I have no choice though, right? Like I have to. Like tomorrow, like I'm hearing don't leave your house. Are you talking about people over in China, or are you talking about people over in Canada? And because what did you say? 5 million people bounced out of there, and they went all over the world. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just a few percent, right? It only takes a few percent. Like it's a lot of people. Like I feel so bad for these people too. I mean, they can't leave. You know, a lot of them aren't even with their families.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining the Midnight Vampire. Your boy Rich. We're doing a late night stream here on the west side, on the west coast with my boy Jared. We just talking about this crazy video that we saw with a lady saying that 90,000 people are infected and that they need donations. They need disposable gloves. They need disposable masks. They need disposable goggles. Is it a fake video? Is it a real video? Is it a hoax? Is this man-made? Was this made by China because they're looking for help from the outside world? Is this a war plan by, a foe of China? Is this chemical warfare? Is this biochemical warfare? Is this depopulation? Is this population control? There's so many conspiracies right now that are flowing about this. We got 90 people here, but we only got 38 likes. I appreciate the 38 likes, but we got to get some more likes. The more likes we get, the more people can join this conversation, and the more people will be able to be a part of this conversation, because I want to get more opinions, and I want to see where all over the world people are watching and thinking about this.
Rich? Fuck the likes, okay? It's not about the likes. This video isn't about the likes. This video is about not gaining any people or something. This is a serious topic.
Hold on. There's a good point here. So one of the members says China makes all the masks.
That's what I was saying earlier. Why do they need masks? Because don't they make everything?
So is this just a ploy for them to sell masks?
Is this just to move the market?
And to sell goggles and vaccines for
lock down
cold?
60 million people? I don't know. Like 60 million people. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're 60 million people and you all just want to leave, the little tiny people, the government, that little thin line that's stopping you from leaving, it's not going to stop 60 million people. You can just leave. Like, take a million of you and just start walking. They're not going to be able to stop you. So, they'd run out of bullets then if that's the case, right? They would never be able to stop it. So why aren't they leaving?
Yeah, Cody Olson says, Rich, I work in a cheese packing plant. I'll let you know if we start wearing masks. Yeah, please let me know, guys, because I have friends that are already buying masks and they're going to start wearing them outside. So, I mean, it's getting crazy. Oh, somebody is saying, EG is saying 1 case confirmed in Germany. I predict that you will see this will be in 100 countries. There are Chinese people everywhere. There are more Chinese people in the world than anything else. So
true, but it's not about that, because I know a lot of my buddies ended up, going over there, and they're not Chinese. They just speak Chinese. You know what I mean? So if they come back, that's the thing. We're not segregating one type of person. It's everybody that goes over there.
Gail says 7 to 14 days before you even know you're infected.
Right, 7 to 14 days. So for 2 weeks, all of a sudden, now look at the timing, how convenient the timing is. It's winter time. People are getting sick anyways, even if this wasn't around. They're getting sick, the common cold. And if it looks like the common cold, then how are you to differ? You know what I mean? Like, the young kids that have their moms looking out for, watching over them, with the cold cloths over their head, calming their fever down. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, mom gets sick.
Matthew says, "Come on, man, where are you gonna go if it hits your neighborhood? Chicken noodle soup and whiskey and battle it out, and maybe a little porn and TikTok."
It's all over TikTok. This is blowing up all over TikTok.
What, the coronavirus?
Yeah, the two big things, Kobe and the virus. This impeachment thing is like brushed under the rug right now.
Pete says, "Don't hook up with any Asian hookers." Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
These are all true things though that they're saying. Like, don't do those things. Be careful.
E.G. Shinjo says China confirmed you can get virus by touching, skin by skin, tip, shaking, hands, kissing, making love, sex, everything.
So don't we all have that problem?
Oh man, it's intense.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, someone's asking for a pic. Pics? Where's the pics, Rich? This is crazy. We're talking about like people's lives here. You know, like
people want picks, bro. People always want picks, bro.
But this is not what we're talking about. The picks are gonna come, but like we got to be concerned over something like this. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about the stocks that are going to be affected by this.
Everything was affected by it. Exactly. Like everything is affected positively and negatively.
Take your pick.
Yeah, coronavirus stocks. I've been talking to you guys about them. AEMD, NNVC. You know, there's so many of them. ONCY. You know, I've been giving you guys picks. INO. These are all picks that have been making moves. And I think that they're going to continue to because this is the focus. Now, who knows? Only the elite know why this is happening and what the truth is. We don't know what the truth is, right? We're going to know. We're going to be the last ones to know. But I promise you, we'll be live trying to talk about it. And if there's anything that breaks, we will try to bring it first. But at the end of the day, we're not going to be the ones that are going to know first. We're going to know what the mass population knows, right? We're just reading what everybody's reporting, right?
Breaking news.
So now they're telling everybody not to travel to China. So I can tell you for sure, do not buy travel stocks unless you want to short them. Travel stocks are going to get hit hard.
Yep.
Pancho says it's the Bilderberg Group, Rich. Oh, now we're getting into some serious conspiracy theories.
Yes, that's the conspiracy. Oh, wow. And it's totally possible. It's totally possible. But this is more than just picks and stock, man, right now. This is for real. This is real shit, people. Until we find out exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Anyways, so it's the aliens. Could be.
There's some weird things going on. We're definitely in a very weird place in this world right now. You know, Kobe Bryant, you know,
tragic.
One of the best athletes I've ever seen compete. I like everybody who had watched him, I think had to admire his just effort, you know? Like he was that guy that not only was he really talented and the most talented, one of the most talented guys always, but he also had like the most unbelievable desire to win. Would you agree?
I agree. That was his speech.
You know, that was his thing. Like just it's all about winning. And he won a lot, 5 championships. That is a man at 41, you know, who created more success in 41 years, and he will be remembered forever now. Like he's essentially immortal now, right?
That's if we all make it.
He will be remembered forever because he created as much, if not more, than almost anyone you could think of in 41 years. I mean, this guy won an Academy Award. This guy won 5 NBA championships. This guy won 2 Olympic gold medals, 18 All-Star games, 4 children, married, everything you could imagine as far as wealth. He had a hedge fund, over a $200 million hedge fund he was running. So he's running a public vehicle, public company. He was getting involved in media and doing so much behind the scenes, helping women's basketball. He was coaching and doing so much for his daughter. And that's the other tragic thing. His daughter was also a part of this tragedy, and 7 other people, teammates and parents that are part of the team, the basketball team. They were traveling to one of her academy practices or games, I believe. And that's the tragedy here is, you know, one of the greatest ever athletes I've ever seen compete is gone at 41. And at the same time, we're having to deal with this crazy global potential outbreak. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. But
and a mini war and a mini war right now between Iran and the States.
And
like,
you got
this is happening right now.
You got President Trump being impeached by his own government.
And impeached, yeah. He's
So
winning that,
let's add that to the list. So we got all this stuff going on. So obviously the markets are under all kinds of crazy pressure right now. How the hell is the market supposed to go up?
I don't know. Bitcoin, gold skyrocketed, Bitcoin skyrocketed, but
yeah, Brent says Rich Kobe's death was predicted 3 years ago. Helicopters crash.
Yeah, we know U.S. can take anybody out, but how much of that, like, isn't there bases getting slammed by missiles? Why aren't they that? Why aren't they stopping that?
There's a lot of Persians and a lot of Iranians in America. They don't want to take them out. That's not what they want to do. So it's a very complicated situation. It's a very, very complicated situation. So right now we're in a crazy situation. Guys, I wanted to give you guys that update. Jared, we've been running late here. So we're going to say bye to everybody. Thank you guys for joining the discussion. Jared and I were having the discussion and we thought, hey, let's just go live. We're watching this video. It looked crazy. Some of you guys think it's a hoax. Some of you think it's real. I think it's something for us to really be concerned about and think about and at least monitor it and pay some attention to, even though a lot of you think it means nothing and it doesn't make a big deal or it's just fake or it's just to sell newspapers. I think at the very least, we have to at least look at it because especially if you're investing like I am, it's affecting the markets. The markets were down today. The markets were down on Friday. So as long as this is going to be and as long as this is going to be the headlines, I believe that the markets will continue to go down. So I'm going to predict already that the markets will be red again tomorrow. What do you think? Do you think the markets go down tomorrow and gold goes up again?
I think, Bitcoin is going to be float. What did Bitcoin sit at today? When I'll hit all the way up to 9,000. And it's at 9,000 right now. So gold's kind of sitting at 1580, 1579, 1580. And it's just been going up. I mean, it's been higher not too long ago, but I mean, it's in between that, right? It's in between like the $50 mark, right? 1550 to 1600. So I don't know, like there's a lot of spots that aren't going to be affected. And the reason why gold's going up isn't because of this virus. It's what could be a little bit, but I believe it's a lot to do with the little powwow that's going down between Iran and the U.S. And I think that's why, because there's a lot of money being spent in the military. And I think it's a safe haven for all the big investors to put their money, because that is the number one trading thing in the entire world that we know of, that we look for, that we kill for, that we die for, and cryptocurrencies. I mean, that is the wave of the future. So I can see those maybe taking a little bit of a jump or not move at all. I don't know. I mean, I'm not predicting anything. You're the predictor, Rich. So who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen in the next few days? But if it gets worse, and this situation that we're talking about at hand tonight gets worse, then is everybody going to take us serious? Is everybody going to take it serious then? That's just what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, people will take it serious. Like some people will take it serious when it's too late, and some people will take it serious now. I mean, everyone's going to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not here to create fear because people still have to live their lives, right? But at the same time, I think we do have to take some precautions, especially right now in the early stages. Especially right now in the early stages, because nobody really knows the truth. None of us know the truth. We're all speculating. Right?
Tomorrow, I'm going to a university. Tomorrow, I'm going to a university. Students travel all the time. And I'll tell you, the majority of the people at the university, right? So I'm in harm's way right away. As soon as I leave my place, I'm going. Like, these are the things I do. I got to go into the city and, into office buildings. You know what I mean? These are something I have to go and do. But should I be wearing a mask? You know what I mean? Am I jeopardizing?
Look at this.
myself?
17 minutes ago. Look, I'm getting breaking news. Hong Kong government workers to work from home to stop virus spread and asks private sector to follow suit. They're going to just shut everyone's going to have to just stay at home.
But not everybody works from home.
It doesn't matter. They're going to have to stay home, bro.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't matter. The Hong Kong government has announced that government workers will be allowed to work from home when the Chinese New Year holiday ends on Wednesday. The directive excludes emergency service workers and people who work for essential public services. The private sector has also been urged to make similar arrangements, a government spokesman said. So they're pretty much trying to quarantine this, like, for real. Like, everybody stay home, nobody travel. Like, let's minimize the amount of risk. The question is it too late? Has it already spread?
Well, if there's cases in France, cases in Toronto, cases in the States, the US, then yeah, we've got our answer. But I mean, we're Canada, US, France. These places are they got some pretty good hospitals, right? I mean, they know what they're doing, right? They're not bombarded by so many people so fast. You know what I mean? Like in other situations in Wuhan, you know what I mean?
Okay, so take a look at this. So hold on. There's 60 cases of coronavirus outside of mainland China. Canada, the United States, Germany, France, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, Nepal, Vietnam,
weren't we supposed
Thailand,
to Indonesia?
Sri Lanka. Yeah, Indonesia is the only one that's not on this list.
And that's where we're going.
And it's surrounded by all these countries, which is so weird.
Right?
I just think,
a matter of time.
I think that's got to be a lie, right? So
exactly right. So if that's a lie, then.
So here's a total breakdown. Hong Kong has 8 cases. Thailand has 8 cases. Macau has 5 cases. Australia has 5 cases. Singapore has 5 cases. United States has 5 cases. Malaysia has 4 cases. Japan has 4 cases. South Korea has 4 cases. Taiwan has 4 cases. France has 3 cases. Vietnam has 2 cases. Canada has 1 case. Germany has 1 case. Nepal has 1 case. And Sri Lanka has 1 case. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 countries. So in the United States, it's in Washington, 2 people in California, 1 in Arizona, 1 in Illinois.
I wonder if CBDs would help.
This is what I've been thinking. I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be a few CBD companies or cannabis companies that could
just start getting it in you. You know,
to be the leaders of finding a cure for this virus. That would be the type of catalyst that would shoot the cannabis sector.
Or a mixture with the CBD with something else. Like, who knows?
Well, yeah, for
every disease on this planet, there is a cure on this planet, from a leaf, from a plant, from a tree, from something, anything. There's we know this already. For every something on this planet that's bad, there's something good to cure it. We know that already. A lot of these man-made diseases, we have the cure for them, but it's like we all know it's like embedded into our brains. It's crowd control. They don't want to cure cancer because it's a multi-trillion-dollar market, right? So we know we have cures for these things, and we know that back in the day, the native days, they treated a lot of them died, but most of them died, but they treated with different kind of remedies like flowers and stuff like that. So I mean, it could be as simple as that to find it. You know what I mean? A certain tree, a certain root in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Could be the solution. But in any case, right now there's nothing, right? So I don't want to sit at home with any cold, for that matter. I can't do that. No way. I don't want to quarantine myself. So I got to go get a mask. Just do me a favor, everybody. Just go out and get a mask. And if you feel uncomfortable with someone coughing around you, think about it. Like the subway, the RT, the SkyTrain. Think about it. All the schools, think about it. If they start shutting all these places down, then our market's going to be affected and everybody's going to lose unless you're short. Right?
It's pretty crazy, man. He's pretty crazy. I'm just reading all the news, and it's like everywhere, man. Like this news is literally everywhere. This is the most trending. This is the biggest news everywhere. Like everywhere I look. CBC News, CNN News, BBC News, Canada, London, United States. This is
16 places.
This
16 places. Look, it's been a week, 2 weeks since we've known about this, and now already there's 16 cases. So that's 16 cases that are just reported. And like what I was saying is, how about all the people that are just with the common cold because it's wintertime in Canada that don't realize it? Because Canada is also like gold. You understand? It's a safe haven for everybody in the world that wants to come here, right? It's the best place. Well, second. First, it's a high. It's up there. So these cases that are being reported, are they legit? Or are they trying to keep something from us? So it's scary, man. It's scary because you don't know what to believe, but at the same time, you can read reports that 60 million people are being quarantined. Like this, I've never heard that before, ever. That's big, man. Does everybody agree that that's a big number of people to quarantine?
Hey.
Yes.
I just moved in next door. And
it's big.
Wanted to introduce myself?
I think so.
So yeah.
Your roommate.
Kevin Isaac, 454 million infected in 8 days. Is that out of a movie? Like, is that a movie that we're all desensitized now? Is it like what's that? Suspect in Africa.
Look at this. Everybody's wearing masks over there, eh? You think everybody in the country would be wearing masks if it wasn't serious? Like everybody's wearing masks.
Honestly,
if you watch the videos,
day,
everybody's wearing masks.
Every day I leave my place, bro, and everybody. Every time I leave my place, when I go out, I encounter at least 6 people wearing masks.
Wow.
Every day, no matter where I am, because I know where I am. Where I am is why I see it. So, do they know something? Are they?
Well, they're all wearing masks. Like it's like part of their clothes now. Every single person is wearing a mask. Every single person in these videos.
So should we be wearing masks? Should we be wearing masks?
I don't know, man. It looks like we should be. They're all wearing masks.
They always wear a mask. Of course, they always wear a mask.
They're all wearing masks right now, though.
Yeah, because of the air pollution out there. I totally understand why they wear the masks consistently, because the air quality is just very poor out there. I understand that. So, it's like all these conspiracies, man. That theories that could potentially be, the actual thing that is happening. So we'll never know.
So there's a mask stock. It's called APT. Thank you guys for the 51 likes. I really appreciate you guys.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, it's not about the likes though, Rich. That's what I'm talking about. This video isn't about the likes, right? So stop worrying about the likes. We're talking about life and death here. You know what I mean? So
I understand that. I'm just trying to say, I was thanking the people for the likes. Great. I was saying, thank you guys out of the goodness of your heart, reaching out and pressing that like button. We got 54 likes, people, and we got 104 people watching. We're live. We've been live for an hour and a half talking about this. That's how much we can actually talk about this without even realizing we've been live for an hour and a half. I think about half an hour ago, we talked about getting off the stream. And we've been here for another half an hour. We're still talking.
Yeah, but you know what, man? This is a topic where we need to talk about it. If you want to end the stream, that's fine by me, man. Make something to eat and just do some paperwork. But I mean, at the same time, like tomorrow morning, when I go out to the university, and should I be wearing a mask?
Brent Jagger says it's government control. They want us to turn to them to depend on them.
Right, and that's like the big master plan of the whole idea of the elites, the 1%. I get that. But this is 60 million people being quarantined.
Brian Plott says it's always about the likes.
All right, well then, if it's all about the likes, smash that like button. There should be 92 likes instead of 61. So, but like I'm saying, it's not about this video here is not about the likes, Rich. You have to understand that. I know you appreciate it, but
and thank you guys. Thank you guys. We're up to 62 likes now, and I do appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm going to say stop liking this video, everybody. Stop liking this video.
Whoa. Calm it down with the stop. Why would you say that?
Because it's not about the likes. Really.
No, but you don't tell them to stop liking this video.
Hey, listen, if you
that's not allowed.
That's great, but let's not talk about the likes because this is a serious topic we're talking about. You can't go from someone, just liking the video. Like
Thanks, Brent.
But we're not here for that. I'm truly concerned, and I'm concerned for everybody that this might be bigger than we're all thinking because we're all really desensitized to all of this because we watch it all the time. That's the scary part. Or this could be just one big smoke and mirrors for another reason, like throwing something under the rug. You know what I mean? We don't want to discover something that's right there in front of us that could potentially be, a big topic in the U.S. that this is being swept under the rug because now this is like the main topic, right? And let's see if the stock market you can start seeing something's happening in the stock market, then this is legit, right? If something changes in the stock market, like dramatically, then then there's something to it.
Well, yeah, the stock market's been red ever since Friday. And that's when the news started showing up. Sorry, that's when the news started to show up on MarketWatch. And MarketWatch is pretty much like one of the biggest platforms for stocks. And it started to show up right in the headlines.
1%.
Says right here, U.S. warns against non-essential travel.
1% is massive.
Yeah, the Dow Jones was down 453 basis points today, 1.57%. S&P 500 down 51 basis points, 1.57%. NASDAQ down 175 basis points, 1.89%. Global Dow down 58 basis points, 1.81%. Gold was up, one of the only things that was up, and oil was down to $53.08, down slightly right now as we speak. And everything was red except for gold and Bitcoin.
So how about these quarantining these tankers that are bringing over all of the China product into Canada, into the U.S.? Don't you think that maybe that's going to slow down as well? And then like local markets and local stores are going to start thriving over this, and you know what I mean, like replacing. Because you heard about the trade that's happening, right, between the U.S. and China now. It's different, right? I'm not sure about the specifics, but I know that there was a lot of talks and a lot of signatures, discussing how they're going to start trading differently and bringing more work back to the U.S. And, so is this all a big conspiracy too, right? At the same time. So if you see the market moving rapidly and declining rapidly and certain ones going up, then this holds water. This holds weight. So let's just keep our eyes peeled on this and, take precaution when you get out there. Just take precaution. I'm not saying go buy a mask. I'm asking if I should go buy one. I think I should, but I don't want to be walking around. Like, I remember driving down the street or walking down the street going, why the hell are they wearing masks? This is weird. And then all of a sudden I'm wearing a mask and no one else is. They're like, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm creating panic, and I don't want to do that. But I also want to look out for myself and, for my family and you, Rich, and then, like the team, you know what I mean? Like, this is big, man. This is big. So.
Well, you know what? I think on that note, I think it's time to go. Thank you very much for being on the show for an hour and a half. Thank you, guys. Have yourselves a great evening. We will be back with more news, hour by hour, minute by minute. If anything breaking happens about anything, sports, stocks, trending topics, news, coronavirus,
Scuba gear.
You know, it's Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl week. I'll probably be doing some stuff talking about the Super Bowl. I'm a huge football fan, huge Dallas Cowboys fan. One of my close friends is a San Francisco 49ers fan. So kind of it's going to be interesting because if they win, they'll have their 6th Super Bowl. So that would be pretty huge for San Francisco. But I think it's going to be a great game between San Francisco and the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's not forget that there is a Super Bowl to be played. Definitely been a weird, tough week with everything going on. Definitely, you know, the big news with Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. I'm a huge fan of Kobe Bryant and saddened to see what happened with him and his daughter. And may his daughter,
To the family,
Gianna, and their entire friends and family and everyone else that was on the aircraft, the helicopter that crashed in that terrible tragedy. May they all rest in peace, and hopefully everybody can move past this, and you know, we can all learn from something from this, hopefully, and just, you know, take from it that we got to live every day to like it's our last. We never know what's going to happen in this crazy world that we live in 2020 now. Things move so fast, so quickly in 2020. And, you know, I think that, you know, I have a lot of respect for Kobe because, like I said, you know, in 41 years, that man has accomplished as much as I think anyone could possibly accomplish in 41 years. So he definitely touched a lot of people. I think we saw that today all over the world, all over social media. And hopefully we can find a way to move past this crisis in China. My heart and prayers go out to everyone that's touched by this horrible disease and illness that has forced 60 million people into lockdown. Hopefully it's not as bad as what it looks like it is. Hopefully everyone's saying it's a hoax and it's all fake and it's not real. Hopefully that is the case. But if it is real, and this is a serious outbreak, and this is a serious epidemic, which I believe it is, then I hope that we can find a solution and we can get past it sooner rather than later so that the stock market can go back to normal. Everybody else can go back to normal, and we just can go back to enjoying our lives. Because I don't want to spend my summer, you know, we have 4 seasons here in Canada, right? We don't want to spend our summer going to the beach wearing a mask. Would you agree?
I think everybody would agree. Whoever goes to the beach. I mean, when I'm down at the beach, I can see those containers. I see the shipping containers. There's like tons of them. And, you know, are there going to be less? Are there going to be more? Is there going to be a shortage of stuff? You know, it could be affecting everything. But we don't really realize it until it's too late, right?
All right, brother. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll do this again soon. Thank you guys for being here. This is your late night vampire, your boy Rich from Rich TV Live.
Thanks, Rich.
Don't panic, guys. As the hat says, don't panic. We're going to find a way to get through it. Humanity will prevail. This is your midnight vampire, your pilot, speaking with my special guest, Jared. Late night, talking about the coronavirus. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. We're out.
Thanks,
Peace.
everybody.
Be safe.